This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social. I'm delighted to be joined by Unbeaten WBO Interim World Title Challenger, Luke Jackson. How are you, Luke?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on your show.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. We're here at Windsor Park in Belfast. You're going to challenge Carl Frampton for his WBO Interim featherweight title. How does that feel?
Yeah, look, it feels great. The press today has been, very exciting. But I've got a long flight back to Australia tonight, and then back to Sydney for training camp. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us. But that's something that we're excited about, and we're coming to win the belt.
Tell me a little bit about how this fight came together. Is it something that came together quickly? Is it something you've known about for a while? I'm sure you jumped at the chance when it did get offered.
It's been talked about, yes, but we've been chasing Oscar Valdez for the last 12 months. Valdez's jaw got broke. Now Carl's the interim champ, and the fight was mentioned about 2 weeks ago while I was on holidays in Bali. But I train every day, so I'm always ready to go. And we've got 8 weeks left, and by the time I get back to Australia, eight weeks, and yeah, we'll be more than ready.
Something that came up in the press conference, a lot of people are billing this as, if you come through, it's an upset. You're the underdog. You don't quite see it that way. Tell me why.
Well, I mean, look, everyone's, saying that I haven't done this and that as a professional, and that's true. But what's Carl done as an amateur? I mean, he did nothing as an amateur. I think, never heard of him. He was never at the Olympics, Commonwealth Games, World Championships. He didn't really do much. So, yes, he's done more as me as a pro, but, he's had the financial backing that we don't get in Australia. We don't get the financial backing that these guys get to be able to put on big shows, and the fans support their fighters here. In Australia, they support us, but, boxing's not a big thing over there, man. So, we're lucky to get 1,200, 1,500 to a fight, let alone, 20,000, so.
With that in mind, is it going to be, how do you feel that you're going to handle that? You say you're lucky to get 12 to 1,500, you're going to be 20,000 raucous Belfast crowd here. How are you going to handle that?
Yeah, I mean, my answer to that is I've done it as an amateur. I fought at Olympic Games, I fought at World Championships, I fought at Commonwealth Games, 10,000 people screaming. I understand that this is 20,000 people, but it doesn't matter, One person, two people, two people. It doesn't matter, At the end of the day, it's me and Carl in there, and he's the one that the pressure's on him. I've got no pressure on me. I'm supposed to lose, so I'm coming over here just to upset the party.
Something you also alluded to in the press conference is that Carl potentially isn't the same fighter that he was. I know you mentioned the first Santa Cruz fight and compare that to the second fight. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think he just rushed a little bit too much with that fight. He tried to prove a point, and he tried to knock the guy out, and he got picked off and he got outboxed. I'll say it again, I think Carl Frampton is a very good fighter. I don't think he does anything great, but he does everything very good. And I don't think it's stylistically, I think it's a good matchup for me. He's not a big featherweight, and he's not a massive puncher either, so I'm looking forward to the challenge.
As you mentioned, you're somebody with an extensive amateur background. You medalled at the Commonwealth Games. You were Australia's captain, I believe, at London 2012. Has it been difficult, or how has the transition been as a pro? Do you still rely on that amateur background? Do you still show traits of it? And is that what you're going to be looking to use against Carl Frampton?
Of course. I mean, why would you forget your amateur background? I mean, that's your apprenticeship, and I had an extensive career as an amateur. I'm one of the most credentialed boxers to come out of Australia as an amateur. I've done it all. I've been at the highest level, and now I'm going to the highest level as a professional. It doesn't get much bigger than this. So I'm going to be using my boxing IQ and trying to outsmart Carl Frampton. Okay,
and just finally, Luke, because as I understand it, you've had a hellacious travel schedule, and you're due to go back to Australia at 5 o'clock in the morning. Before you go,
5 o'clock tonight.
5 o'clock tonight, even worse. Do me a favour and tell Boxing Socials fans how the fight is going to go on August the 18th when you step into Windsor Park to take Carl Frampton's WBO interim featherweight title.
Look, I think Carl's going to come out. He's going to try and prove a point early. I'll have to weather the storm a little bit and then settle into the fight, and then look to outbox him and just make him pay for his mistakes.
Okay, well, Luke Action Jackson, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Look forward to catching up with you in Fight Week.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.